Is right now the best time to buy a home? It very well may be. So let's talk about why right now might be the best time to buy a house. So right now there's two main things that home buyers are looking at: interest rates and home prices. So let's talk about that right now. So in this chart, you can see that interest rates have basically doubled in the year 2022. Back in January, at the beginning of the year, we were at 3.22%, and they've steadily climbed, especially starting in April when the Fed started raising those interest rates. And now at the end of October, we're at 7.08%. So that's an obvious concern to everyone. We haven't seen interest rates in the 7s since the early 2000s. So obviously that hurts a lot of the buying power for the home buyers out there. So obviously interest rates rising, that is a concern, but let's look at the future and see what we can expect maybe in the coming months and in the beginning of 2023. I think it's good to start with this quote from Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American, and he says that while mortgage rates are expected to continue to drift higher over the coming months, much of the rapid increase in rates is likely behind us. Nationally, while month-over-month house prices may decline, annual house price declines are not expected, given the ongoing supply-demand imbalance and continued strength in the labor market. So that's a really important quote to look at, because he's basically saying that he believes that interest rates are going to start stabilizing. We're not going to see this rapid rise in interest rates anymore. And as far as home prices, he's saying that although we're seeing month-over-month decreases, year-over-year, we should be okay. And especially in the Southern California market where I am at, we're not expecting much depreciation, if at all. And if it is, it's going to be like 1 to 2% probably depreciation over the next year. But if you plan on buying a home, staying in it 3, 4, 5 years at least, you're going to be fine. And the house is going to continue to appreciate over the next few years. And we'll go over that in a minute. And if you look at the Southern California market where I am, there's just not a lot of land. So that supply-demand issue is going to continue to be there. You know, there are people definitely leaving the state, moving to other states, but there's still a lot of people coming into California. So that supply and demand issue is going to continue to be there and continue to appreciate our home values. Something else that's going to affect home prices and interest rates is a recession. A lot of people think we're already in a recession, but let's take a look at this next quote from the KPMG CEO Outlook report. He says, global CEOs see a mild and short recession, yet optimistic about the global economy over a 3-year horizon. More than 8 out of 10 CEOs anticipate a recession over the next 12 months, with more than half expecting it to be mild and short. So that's really important, because most CEOs think, yeah, there's going to be a recession, but it's going to be short. So it's not going to be like 2008, where we had, I think it was like a 4 or 5 year long recession, basically. That's why they called it the Great Recession. So let's take a look at interest rates and how they react to recessions. In this chart, you can see that actually during the last 6 recessions, mortgage rates went down. 1980, it went down 4.25%, 81, 5% down. In 1991, it went down 2.25%. 2001, it went down 0.625%. 2008, it went down 1.125%. And in 2020, although it was very short, right at the beginning of the pandemic, it went down 1%. So that's what's happening right now. That's the facts and the reality of what's happening right now. Obviously, interest rates were low in January, and they're much higher in the 7s at the end of October as we make this video. So now let's move on to the future. Let's see what the experts are saying right now about what's going to happen in the next few months and the next few years. So there's a lot of organizations out there that look at housing data and they try to predict the future and what's going on. So home sellers and home buyers have good information and the facts so that they can make decisions on their own. So this chart shows home price forecasts for 2023. And if you look at them, what do you notice? 5 of the 6 are actually saying home price appreciation from 1.2% to 4.4%. But only one is saying negative 4%, and that's Zelman. So when you see all these news headlines that they're trying to catch you and grab your attention with their headlines, they're saying depreciation, they're mainly taking the data from this one forecast. But you've got to be true to yourself and look at the whole situation and what they're all saying. So if you look at them all, if you take all 6 of them, they're saying a 1.8% average of all 6. And that's including the negative 4% from Zelman. And that's why you've got to be really careful when you read news articles or headlines or you watch news stories, because a lot of times these media outlets are kind of picking and choosing their stories to get you to read or watch their story. Zillow does a study that shows where they think appreciation and depreciation is going to happen next year. This chart here shows MSAs, which is, I believe, stands for Metropolitan Statistical Areas. And as you can see, 618 of those MSAs are going to appreciate. 257 of those MSAs are going to depreciate. So that might sound like a lot, but if you look at it, there's only 30 that are going to have greater than 3% depreciation, and only 4 they're going to have more than 5%. So as you can see, Zillow is also saying that they expect home prices to appreciate in most areas of the country rather than depreciate. So next, let's take a look at the Home Price Expectation Survey. And what this is a survey of 100 economic experts and real estate professionals. And essentially, they're asking where they see the market going in 2023. What they expect. And just like the Zillow survey, you can see that most expect price appreciation rather than depreciation. Additionally, they asked those 100 experts what they think is going to happen through 2026. And as you can see from this chart, they expect home price appreciation every year through 2026. So before I mentioned, if you plan on staying in your home 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to gain that appreciation back even if it goes down and depreciates 1 or 2%. You'll be fine. So as you can see, 2023, they expect 2.56%. 2024, an additional 2.66%. And then in 2025 and 2026, we kind of get back to the normal rate of appreciation, which is 3.66% in 2025. And in 26, they're looking at 4.01%. So if you buy right now and stay in your home for a few years, you're going to have equity built up because of the rising appreciation in your home value. So I've given you some information about what's going on right now, what might happen in the future, and I hope that helps you make a decision on whether maybe you want to buy right now or maybe you want to wait, or maybe you don't want to buy at all. It's up to you, but I hope I've given you the right information, some good information, but feel free, reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about your current situation, and maybe we plan out your future and see when it's the right time to buy your home.